I'm not married to the chat. Okay, I'm not married to the chat. It just so happens. Okay, look, if you know, then you know. I know that none of you have ever felt true love. Okay, but have you? If you ever try to plan something on Valentine's Day, it's very difficult. Basically, if you want to go out to a restaurant, for, like let's say, right, you have to plan the day of, and you have to plan like a year in advance for most restaurants to hit the Valentine's Day and the Christmas timing. Usually, that's why we always celebrate it at home, and that's usually why I can stream it from home. Is because I never actually want, like, neither of us, my wife and I really don't want to be in like large crowds, so we tend to skip the whole waiting in line, trying to find a spot, trying to find a parking spot, let alone trying to leave the venue after we're done on the day of. There's a whole sort of like logistics thing that we like to avoid. So those of you who know, right, who have found love, have also learned the ever critical move, which is you need to celebrate the day or the week before, right? I would even say like the 2 or 3 days leading up to like Valentine's and like Christmas. It's a very, very painful set of days to celebrate because that's when everyone does it. You do it a week before, that's when all the Valentine's specials starts. And the best part is it's empty because nobody goes that early. A hot tip from a guy who's been married for a couple years now. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some things today. So happy Valentine's Day to all of you. If you don't have love, this is your one day to be parasocial with me. As I said, this is the one day to be parasocial with me. So you know what? Fine, I am married to you, Chad. I'm married to all of you. Okay, this is the only day that you're allowed to be parasocial. So if you're here right now, then you get that privilege only for one day. And in celebration of us finally getting married together, chat, we're going to be doing some very interesting things today. One is the Infinity Nikki lookbook, which, to be fair to the people who are waiting for it, it's going to happen in about 15 minutes or so. There wasn't that many submissions, and I think it's because I have no clue how long this stuff takes. I realize now that some categories are easier and harder than other categories. This category in particular was very hard because my wife and I actually tried to dress up for it. And we knew about it even before I posted it because we were sort of like workshopping it together. And I still don't have a good set of outfits for it. So clearly, this is a very hard thing to do, right? And then consider that people have like normal day jobs and stuff like that, and people tend to wait till the very last second to like do it. And what's funny so far, every single time that we've done this, actually, every single time, the lookbook has coincided with a maintenance period. Every single time. I don't know how it is. It's like they're intentionally sandbagging us, but somehow we're able to always plan the lookbook the moment that a maintenance period is going to happen. So there's a lot of difficulties with it, and I understand that it's going to be hard to get like many people to like do it. Last time was a bit of an anomaly with 6 people, right? But this time, especially because Valentine's Day, I need to remember that some holidays are like shorter lived and they're much more sort of like intense. Like compared to Christmas versus Valentine's, like Christmas is a much more laid back holiday where you don't really spend all your time with your family. Yeah, exactly. And they kept postponing the maintenance, and I was like, this is unreal. I tried because I was like, maybe I can get like 1 or 2 photos of my look because I didn't take any photos of my outfit. And I was like, okay, it should be done now, right? And then it just kept on going, and I was like, oh, okay, it should be done now, right? And it just kept on going, and I was like, okay, listen, man, when is this maintenance over? Okay, so, but look, Christmas is a time when you don't really spend time with your family every single moment, right? Like, it's a bit easier to sort of like work around. But Valentine's Day, you have most people have one day to do everything. The flowers, the dates, the sex. I know, right? Sex is maybe like 2-3 minutes tops, but but still, like that's a lot to do in one single day, yeah? So you don't really have time to pick out outfits, yeah? Especially because, again, most people do not plan their Valentines ahead of time. I used to call flower shops like 6 months in advance. I would be like, look, on this day, I'm going to pay for it right now. On this day, I need a bouquet. I'm going to come to you and get a bouquet or like something. Or like some like flowers, okay? Because that's the only time that you would get in. Or like I'll come by and grab like a cake or something, right? Because if you don't do that, you're at the end of the line already as soon as it hits February, I think. But yeah, so it's a good learning process, but it's also good because I don't know if we're going to bring back the lookbook after this for a fair amount of time, because I don't Like the format that it's in is fun, and it's fun for quite a few of us. But I kind of want to elevate it a bit more, and I kind of want to see if I can rope in another person to help me judge it, b if I can convince their community to take part too. So I'm gonna see how this goes. Um, but basically, until that happens, I kind of want to take a pause on the lookbook for at least a month, just so I can get the whole thing set up fully. So it's like a nice little fun thing for us to do. In exchange, we'll play the Roblox dress up game because my wife really wanted me to play it. So as well, today it's not just a day of love and dressing up and stuff. There's actually more. In fact, the entire day is about love. We've got a lot of really interesting games for you today. The last one is probably going to be in VR. I'm hoping it's 50-50 if it crashes, but I think you're all going to enjoy this like love segment. It's not the simulator game. It's not it's not the Kanojo simulator game. Okay, I can't do certain types of games for obvious reasons. So, we can't do something like that. Is it the Kanojo simulator game? Yeah. Okay. Look, it's not VR Kanojo. Oh shit, chat. There's multiples of them. All characters in the game are 18 plus. Wait, there's also Seifuku Kanojo. Oh my god, there's so many Kanojo games. What does Kanojo mean? What the fuck does Kanojo mean? There's a desktop Kanojo. What is this? Oh shit. If I knew about this, maybe I should have done this actually. It means girl? Wait, so when things are called Kanojo, it's just VR girl. Oh, VR girl. And then Koi X Shin I girl. VR benchmark Kanojo. It's a benchmark for VR. Let's measure the performance of your PC. It has a function that can become a fan in extra mode. Wow. It has a function that can become a fan in extra mode. But yeah, it's not the VR Kanojo game because I like to not be banned. And the reason why I don't like to be banned is, can I get a drum roll, please? This is a very important moment for me. It's where's this image? Okay, it's not this. It's not this. Oh, in particular, it can mean girlfriend. Oh, it's like un blond, where it's like okay, it's somebody who's blonde, but it also means your girlfriend. Okay, that makes sense. I see Japan took notes from French from Canadian French. There's a big reason why I don't want to be banned, chat. Very, very important reason here. If I can find it, I got paid. So yes, that's the name on my. Yes, that's the legal name that I put on the Twitch payout system. It's Coxfucker. It's a Coxfucker because I thought, I don't want to give them my real name, so my name is Coxfucker. Coxfucker. I don't know how this is going to work because it's a fake name, obviously. So hopefully my bank doesn't be like, who the fuck is this? But yeah, so I got paid actually from Twitch recently. It's the first ever payout, which has happened, which is interesting because I didn't think this would ever happen because again, I don't ever get you guys to sub. I don't want you to sub. I play one single ad at the beginning of the streams. Hello, Chad. How are you? Welcome to the Valentine's Day special. But yeah, the Coxfucker now has the first ever payment of $52, which means as a Canadian, I'm doing my part. Right? I'm sucking money from an American corporation to spend on Canadian goods. Later today, I'm gonna go buy French's ketchup and mustard. If it's not girlfriend, it's usually used as a pronoun, like she/that girl. Oh, so people would call you Kanojo. Wait, so what's like the opposite? What's the guy version? Kanaja? Wait, what's the opposite of Kanojo? Anata Kanojo kare. Kare can mean boyfriend. I simply am. Oh, kare. So you do kare or Kanojo. Okay, cool. So all of you are my kares and my Kanojos today. Kare. Boyfriend is kareshi. Kareshi. Wait, kareshi. Kakashi. I see the similarities. I get all the memes I used to see back then. Now it's all making sense. It's good. Chat, answer your fellow chatter. They asked you if you wanted to be their Valentines. Isn't this the Seinfeld music? Sorry, this playlist that I have is... I figured it would be more fun to have this more chill, sort of interesting playlist. But it's from Gran Turismo, and I swear the song is from Seinfeld. But yeah, I got paid today, which means... not today. I actually don't know when this payment goes through. Which means, ultimately, that Twitch has now been a net profit, I think. Because actually, no, I lied. I spent way more on games than I ever have on than like Twitch has ever paid me. So We'll see how it goes. But this is actually interesting to sort of see. I didn't know that this would ever happen. Again, I don't get any of you to like sub. I just play ads. So thank you for sitting through and watching the ads. I do appreciate it. Well, we only had 2 submissions this time around. To be fair, the lead up to Valentine's is always very hectic. So I don't blame people for it. It's just very hard to sort of do. So we'll see how you all dress up for the Valentine's Day specials. But this was a fun little survey. I hope that you enjoyed taking this survey. Look to your left, look to your right. There may be a capybara to your left. There might be a raccoon to your left. There might be a raccoon to your right. There might be a red panda to your left. There might be like a bird to your right, okay? Find your perfect animal partner. Find your love persona. We'll be back after just one song, actually. Because, as with every special day, I tend to have a series of songs that I want to play for you all, because I think no special day is complete without a soundtrack to the theme of the day. And today's theme is all about love, right? The kind of love that leaves you looking like this guy. All right. In the end, I want you to feel the way that this guy feels. Are we in a zoo? Yeah, that or a VR chat call. I'm not really sure. This song is actually a very old classic song from a group that I really enjoyed. It's actually the only song that I knew from them until we did that one proto web stream where we saw a bunch of really cool things, especially the Shoutcast thing. And that one radio station played a really, really cool song. It's like an 8-minute song. So again, fair warning, this thing might play for a while. It's a very long song, but the reason why it's so long is because the song was made for discos. So when you listen to the song, keep in mind, you should be either in rollerblades or on the dance floor, like spinning around and like dancing, okay? You should be grooving out to this song. You should feel free to groove out today as well. I want you to grab your nearest partner and have a good time, because you're about to listen to I Want Your Love by Chic featuring Nile Rodgers, a very classic song by a group that in many ways sort of was emblematic of those times. Like it was a very, I feel like their songs were everywhere, and their songs have somehow survived and become timeless. And you even hear it remixed by groups like, say, Daft Punk. So again, please enjoy I Want Your Love by Chic featuring Nile Rodgers. Or maybe it's the other way around, I'm not really sure. Imagine just one day, Chic goes on like the entire group, and they go around Twitch and they're like, oh, what's this cool new live streaming platform? And they hop into my stream and they hear, they're playing a song. People still remember. And then they stop mid-sentence when they see what's on screen. Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed the little visual collage that I made. I found the heart, which is good. I lost the heart image, but I still had it, which is solid. Again, Chic, amazing stuff. The bass line in the song is really, really, really fun too. And again, the song still drags on, I think, but this was a time when it was very based around the idea of going to, again, the disco and hanging out. The mod saw the Lion King musical yesterday. I thought it was Simba. Was it good? Was it? Would you say it was worth it, or would you say you would rather just stay home and watch The Lion King? Then you were forced to watch Lion King 2. Oh. Have you ever seen Lion King 2, actually? Or like, was it... Or was it your first time? The musical was good, and Lion King 2 was good too, right? You know what it is? You should have watched Lion King 1, because this is this is the iconic scene from Lion King 1. Simba was rizzing everyone up. Yep, as is the case. See, people, again, the meme is that this is most people's sexual awakening. This scene with Nala is typically most people's sexual awakening. And they don't lie, because again, it's about the eyes. And Simba knew what was going up. Maybe just you. Okay, look, listen. But it's good that you saw it. Was it your first time seeing it? Because it's interesting to think about that. Most people haven't seen those movies yet. Like, it's especially the newer generations. People are still getting used to it's funny to see people rediscover the old classics. But yeah, you know what? They should have played that song. They should have played that Chic song during that one scene with Simba and Nala in the woods as he's like rolling over her. I think that would have been a fantastic fit. I really do enjoy Chic, and it's funny because I found this song after it was remixed into some other song. Like, it was samples taken from the song, the forms from the song, but I can't remember exactly which song sampled it. It may have been a Daft Punk song, but I know that they've taken samples from other Chic songs at some point, but I can't remember which ones. The best part though is that it's not just the fact that they're fun to sample. I think all of the songs are really good. In fact, we heard one of their songs on last stream during the Proto Web stream called "If I Can Find It," a warm summer night, and which sounds like this. I'll play like a small snippet of it because that actually does sound really good. Yeah, and that's all you get. And it's a really solid song. And it's fascinating to sort of see the different vibes that they're able to portray in the songs. I Want Your Love is a very sort of hopeful, exciting, almost like hesitant, reluctant, but fun-loving type of song. A Warm Summer Night feels like a much more solemn mood to what's going on. They're a very versatile group, and it's nice to listen to those songs still. And again, in a way, they feel very timeless, and it fits with today's theme, the Infinity Nikki lookbook, of which I have no other songs for it. So just enjoy the Gran Turismo music. Give me a moment to set things up, and I'll start showing off all the various photos that we have. So thank you again to all those who participated. I'll get more into it when we get into it. And strap in because today's going to be a very long day. That little exam, the animal exam, was just one piece of a much larger puzzle as we discover what it means to truly fall in love today. Give me a moment to set things up. Now, as we all know, today is a day of love. We have the Infinity Nikki lookbook, but I'm telling you right now, I feel no emotion about this. Do you know why? Valentine's Day doesn't matter to me. Do you know why? I'm already married. So there's actually, basically what I'm trying to say is I'm already married. I've already found my love. Valentine's Day doesn't really do anything for me or my wife. We're just here to like enjoy the food and the chocolate and like stuff, right? So instead, what we need to think about is the next step within love, right? Because love has multiple different types of steps. And here, I think I want to move on to something that we're going to be doing later today. And we had to go through the story of love. Similar to how I made all of you go through a story of love in your photos, I want to go on to the next chapter of a romance, love-themed type of stream, right? The song I'm going to be playing for you today is called Fragments of Time by Daft Punk, featuring Todd Edwards from their Random Access Memories album, which to me is one of the best albums out there. But also, it's fascinating to see that this album has been so timeless in many ways, and how the popularity of the songs have sort of gone back and forth. But I always thought that this song was a fantastic song from the album because of the way that it makes you feel. It's sort of that like hopeful vibe of that like youthful innocence of like love, and that sort of like innocence of like any love. It doesn't even have to be youthful, right? Youthful, I think it's just it's like an analogy and like a euphemism for, is it euphemism? Or is that a sexual thing? It's like an analogy for the idea of that like innocence that early stage, but applied to your life as a whole, which I think is very interesting. But the next game that we're going to be playing, and I'll talk about it in just a moment, is actually yet another game from the same creators of Infinity Nikki as well, which I think you'll really enjoy. But I want you to listen to this song to get into the vibe, because you're going to need this song to get into the vibe for this next game, I think. So please do enjoy Fragments of Time by Daft Punk featuring Todd Edwards. Sorry, I just wanted to open up with some. I just thought it'd be funny to come back to like this. Organization 13. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, I really like that song, Fragments of Time. I'm sad that I am sad that Daft Punk is done. It makes sense that they're done because they've been a duo for like what 10 years, right? But you listen to songs like that, and you see them go from they have some of the best sample. Like I don't know how they even come up with some of the samples. It's so complex, right? And then they go towards this form of music that uses live instruments that is much more sort of real, and they still nail the entire thing. And I don't know how they do it consistently every single time. It is impressive the way that they sort of compose their music, and it still feels like groovy, but at the same time, with the writing of the lyrics and sort of the voice of Todd Edwards, I think it lends a whole different sort of story to the song that I think is absolutely wonderful to listen to. It's like nice and upbeat, you know. It's like I don't want it to end, you know. And it's just a good vibe, especially for the idea of love. You never really want the love to end, and the love will not end because we're going to move on to another game. I'll get some more details to the game, but a hint, it's a game by the same company, actually. Info LD, I think is the name of the company. This game recently had a very interesting, Infold, my bad. He recently had a new update to the game, which allows you to track your period within the game. So if you know what this is, then you know what I'm talking about. The way I'm playing this too is a little bit interesting because it's really going to depend on if it works. It's very experimental. It's using a method that's not documented anywhere that you might not actually. It's going to be. Let's just say I might get banned doing this, but it should be fine. It should be okay. But this is not the way that you should do things. I'll get more into the technicalities of it as we get into the game as well. But just give me a moment to set things up. We're going to play some Love and Deep Space. Yep, tracking periods. Yep, you heard that right. This game has a period tracker, which I think you all will enjoy. In the meantime, just what? Hypervisor. Didn't already have, well, just give me a moment to set things up and just enjoy the Organization 13. This next song that I'm going to play for you was once again found when we did the proto web thing. We found songs from that one radio station, which is really cool. It's by an artist that I'm also aware of that I just never really heard all of their music. I don't know exactly what song I know of theirs, but I recognize their voice and I recognize their style of music. But it's an artist named Julio. I think it's pronounced Julio Iglesias. This is a song called Sin Excusas Nerodios. I don't know Spanish. My Spanish accent is awful. I don't really know the actual. I don't necessarily know the meaning of the song, but it does make me feel very, very like everything's falling apart and there's no more love left. And I think it's good to end off today on a loveless streak as we go into this final weird game that's going to require me to put on the VR headset. So I need a moment to set up. I'll be in the washroom too for just the first portion of it. So if you hear silence after, that's why. Please enjoy. I'm not even gonna bother saying it. Just listen to it. It's nice and smooth. Okay, chat. Give me. Okay, chat. Give me a second. Forgot to download something really quick for this next segment. It's for the VR segment. As well, the stream might crash because I'm gonna have to plug in and plug out cables and take out monitors. So 50-50 if this whole thing works. Again, VR stuff, the switch from desktop to VR, today is really a test for tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a full VR day, so it's why it's a bit of a stranger day overall, but hopefully this works. Enjoy the Gran Turismo soundtrack as I set things up, and I'll be back in just a moment. BRB. Okay, let's see if this works. Hey everyone. Sorry about that. Totally wasn't because I lost my headphone cable, but I have it back now, so I hear everything. Now, as I said before, streams are going to be a bit longer for the next month or so because my wife is busy. Because usually I would end stream as early as I could to spend time with her. But now stream is one of the ways that we connect. So she actually gets to watch me, and then she calls me in between my breaks. And I get to talk to her, and she tells me how silly that was. This time, though, she did not see us play the foot game because, well, it's not really a game. It's more of a tool. She did not see me play with the feet because her phone was overheating. So, thankfully, I've been spared. I've been spared the embarrassment, and I've been spared having my wife see me play with like a weird foot thing alive on stream. So she didn't actually see that, which is good. A few more of you have been doing the test, and again, if you want to do your love persona test, please do take it within and then post your results within the Discord, because I'm very curious to see people's like different characters that they have. As well, that foot game was totally a waste of my time and thing. It's weird because the foot game is like, I don't get the point of it from a tool perspective. It's so laggy that I can barely run. And I thought to myself, I was going to do like painting with it because if my computer is strong enough, but it's so high quality and feels so very poorly optimized that you kind of can't do anything with it. So in the end, it feels like a paperweight type of deal. And it's also surprisingly very, very empty in the sense of that nothing really happens in it. So yeah. I'm glad that people had a good day today. I'm glad that it seems like all of you enjoyed what was going on. But it was sort of fascinating to see all the things that we did today and see all the various games and stuff like that. And it ended up being pretty damn good. I'm also glad that the two people did get to, put their outfits in for today's lookbook, because it's again, it was very hard to do for myself too, so I don't blame any of you. It's just really hard to like get a whole outfit ready for like a fake fashion show online. It's very difficult. So I do appreciate that. But now it's a bit of my time for the next like 3 hours, 2 hours or so, to do some more things I've been waiting to do for a while that we haven't really had a chance to do because I haven't been streaming for very much. It's a time for me to play some games that I've been craving for a very long time now. In particular, Root Trees. The Root Trees are dead. It's very hard to find time to play this game, especially because it's so deep and involved. And because this whole week is sort of busy with a lot of really interesting games. Like tomorrow is Canada Day, my way. And then Sunday is the 7-hour Wars Sunday with the Half-Life 2 stuff. Which again, if you do want to join, please do download Sven Co-op in order to make it to the Sven Co-op segment. I think you'll enjoy that bit a lot if you're really into Half-Life 2 stuff. And then Monday we're gonna start making the pinball roguelike, which I started some progress on, so I'll have something to show you. I think that's like raw basic gameplay with very, very bad physics and very bad models. So we'll see how it goes. But give me a moment to set things up. We're going to move on now into the Root Trees Are Dead, a game that, mind you, has also had a pretty cool update recently that actually somehow manages to do exactly what I wanted the game to do. Which feels interesting to me because I wouldn't have expected that from the game. I thought the game was finished, but no, they actually still updated with some very cool stuff, some new features. So I'm excited to see like what we can do with our new powers, basically. Just give me a moment to set things up. I'm out. Good night, everyone. Tomorrow's going to be more of the same, basically. But tomorrow, again, if you don't know, is going to be it's kind of a theme day. It's Canada Day my way. American Truck Simulator with Canada, because there's actually custom Canada stuff. We're also going to be playing Canadian games inspired by or based off of Canada. To sort of like, celebrate celebrate what it means to be Canadian, and celebrate what happens when you live in the cabin in the woods, effectively, and you're stuck indoors for six months because of the cold, and so all you have is your creativity and like a computer to like program on. Again, thank you everyone for showing up today for the Valentine's Day special. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's highs and lows, but to have the highs, you must have a low. But to me, the lookbook was a high, and I'm glad that people enjoyed the initial criteria. The lookbook, again, is taking a break for at least a month because I need to figure out what criteria to have for it next time that's actually fun and not work. And I also need to figure out a good way to entice people to join it, and I need to find a co-host for it, so I'll be doing some groundwork behind the scenes. But I'm very glad that people did like it, at least insofar as they were able to. But also, don't feel bad if you couldn't make it, because again, it's up to you if you want to, right? Thank you for sharing all of your personas as well. Thank you for taking that test with me. And I'm sorry that we couldn't get to see the hot husbandos, but we did get to see the feet. We did get to see the feet. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow. We'll drive across all of Canada. We'll figure out what's going on in Canada. Hopefully this mod can take us from Ontario to Vancouver is the hope, these two mods. But I'm going to see how far it goes. It may just be Vancouver, that's the more stable one. I need to see if the Ontario one does link up well. But if we can, we're going to escape America from Texas, go into Ontario, through into Vancouver. Good night, have a great night, and take care of yourselves. And please, what do people say when they're done streaming?